Hey there, I'm Doug Niffin. I am the series photographer for the Formula 2000, Formula F, and Formula Atlantic series for 2015. Been doing motorsports photography for a little while now, and I get lots of questions on what goes with me to the racetrack and why. So I thought I'd do a little video and share what I do. Motorsports is speed, speed, speed. So your equipment needs to be speed, speed, speedy. I go with two bodies and an assortment of lenses. You kind of need two bodies for doing sports photography, and especially motorsports photography, because you're going to have probably a long prime lens on one camera, which you're going to be using. And then if something happens in front of you or the action changes, you're going to want a shorter zoom lens to switch off and capture it with that. You're never going to have time to actually physically switch lenses on a camera body. So what I go with is a Canon 1D Mark IV, which is one of their better cameras. It's water resistant, super fast, holds 2 memory cards, and you can rifle off a whole lot of photos without filling the buffer on it. And I use the Canon 7D to hold my zoom, and it has a crop sensor, so I'm able to use EFS lenses as well as the EF lenses. I like to use with this one the wide angle 10x22 to try to catch cool shots of the start-finish line, where I can capture both the action with the cars as well as whether it's the checkered flag or the green flag. In terms of the lenses, like I said, you're most likely going to need a very fast long prime lens. This is a 400mm prime lens. I also, on the backup camera, I will use the 70x200 2.8. And I bring a 1.4 extender, so it gives me a little bit of variation to play with, try different shots with it. That's typically the photography equipment that I use. You're going to need a monopod. You use that for any motorsports. You're not going to be able to handhold this stable enough for 3 days shooting at the track. So you're going to need a good quality carbon fiber monopod so that it's nice and light to carry around. Obviously right here is an umbrella, which is an important question, because Fun Motorsports runs rain or shine. So in my backpack, which goes with me to the racetrack, I carry a little bit of a MacGyver kit for that rain event. You need to have an assortment of things that I like, which includes garbage bags. What a great tool. You can cut them up, wrap the equipment however you need. 100-mile-an-hour racer's tape, otherwise known as duct tape. As a former racer myself, we prefer to pay twice as much for the exact same tape and then call it racer's tape. Zip ties. Again, all kinds of crazy things come up that you could need to tie off the umbrella to something. Good to have. Another thing which I'm a big fan of, which you can get at any local drugstore or your supermarket, are these little junky 99-cent ponchos. The craziest things happen, like sunny days, a cloud rolls in, it starts raining, you just whip one of these out and you're good for a little temporary fix. Big fan of those. In my bag as well is a photography vest, where you can mount on my chest the second camera with a backup security strap, and I just have it here on my chest. I'm shooting with the prime, and then something goes on and I want the other camera, I just pull it off and start shooting with that. It's a great thing to have. Additionally, in my backpack, I carry my laptop with me. It goes everywhere with me. Big fan of it. Dell XPS 13. Great battery life, good image. Weighs very little. I'm a racer. Carbon fiber makes me go ooh. So it's I can use it in the media center. I can use it on the airplane, in the hotel room. Fits nicely in the backpack. Goes everywhere with me. Speaking of that going everywhere with me, Power. Media center frequently doesn't have enough plugs. I bring up my own power strip. I also bring a bunch of batteries. Can't go wrong. Can never have too many batteries. As well as I like to bring a battery backup for my cell phone. Sometimes hotels got crappy internet connection or something like that. You can use your cell phone to upload any images you need to send out. So that's always good to have. In this, I also carry a pair of pocket wizards, which is what I will use to set up the 70 with the wide angle at start finish, and then I'll go down to either the first turn and catch the action going down the front straightaway, or the last turn if it's the end of the race with them coming down towards me, and then I can catch them going towards start finish. I'll have the remote with me, and then as they get to start finish, I can either catch the start of the race or the finish of the race without physically being standing there myself. What else we got in here? Memory cards. Can't have enough memory cards. Get fast memory cards. Don't cheap out on the memory cards. If you go cheap on the memory cards, you can be sitting there shooting, and then all of a sudden the camera's going to be tick 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 tick, because you buffered it up and it's too slow now. I bring a flash with a regular basic diffuser for walking around, and an assortment of your conventional lens filters for all kinds of different options. And then one of the other things that I would recommend is I'm fastidious about keeping my equipment clean. When I raced cars, the cars were immaculate. Same thing has to happen with the camera and the camera equipment if you want it to work right all the time. So in the evenings you got to clean it off. I bring a package of the wipes for LCD screens. Works great for the backs and bodies of the camera and the lenses, And then for the lenses themselves, you bring a collection of lens cloths and the cleaning wipes. You can keep everything clean and in good working condition. And the other thing which does go with me are lots and lots of these little trays. Lots of bubble wrap for anything that's going through the airport. Hard drives. Tons of batteries, duplicate cables for everything. The last thing you need to be doing is sitting there with a cable that's not working. Have two. It's not a big deal. Car chargers for whatever you can. Just again as duplicate in case you have some issue. You can work out of the rental car if you need to. Probably if you go into the racetrack for the first couple times, you've probably leveraged some relationship with you, or you're reluctant to talk somebody into giving you media credentials. Don't waste that opportunity. You dress professionally, not in a suit, but you can't look like a slob either. You want to look like you belong there and know what you're doing. Business cards, can't say enough. Same thing, you're in a media business, image business. Make yourself up a nice set of cards, be able to give them out, represent yourself well. One last thing on equipment. This is a lot of money in equipment. You don't need to own all this stuff to go to the racetrack. If you're starting and you're going out to the racetrack and you want to try it, see if you like it, or you get your foot in the door and you need a couple times out before you're ready to buy equipment, rent it. You can rent it. It's pennies on the dollar. It's good, reliable equipment. Go for it that way and have a great time. If you have any questions, you can always reach me directly via email at niffinphotography@yahoo.com, which is KNIFFIN photography@yahoo.com, via our website, which is niffinphoto.com, which is KNIFFINphoto.com. And hopefully you'll leave some good comments here on YouTube and or questions you have. I hope this was helpful, and again, reach out to me if you have any additional questions. Thanks a lot.